suffers obviously a bad day at the office today for Taunton, 4-0 defeat on the road. What can we say after that one?
Well, it's fresh. Obviously, we're 20 minutes after the game's finished, or less than that. So, a bit raw. Look, we've had a tough afternoon. We've been well beaten. Tough afternoon. So, look, we'll have to regroup. We've got a big game again on Tuesday. There's no time to start feeling sorry for ourselves. We've been, consistently competitive against sides in this league now since last October, where we had a horrible little week down at Gosport and Totton, and since then we've been every game's been by the odd goal or a lot of draws in that, but a lot of wins as well. So we'll dust ourselves down. We'll put this down to a bad day in the office. Last year it was Hampshire. This year it seems to be Surrey that we're having the tough afternoons. So like I said, there's no time to feel sorry for ourselves. Tuesday's a big one.
It's exactly, but it's a tough one to take really, because obviously the goals that we conceded were probably quite avoidable, but then at the same token we had chances ourselves, Rich, and just doesn't quite seem to be pulling off for us in front of goal. No,
it wasn't. I thought, do you know what? Like, and I wasn't there Tuesday to give my thoughts on it, but I thought we played really well at West Ham. We've had a lot of good chances to at 0-0 Kane should score, and 1-0 we've had Owen and Kane, then 2-0 Ricey's had a good chance, and we were right in that game of football. And today miles away from it. Like, I think we haven't worked their keeper anywhere near enough. I thought we should have had a penalty at 0-0. I don't see how Kane's been booked for that, but I'm not going to come out here and talk about that when we've been beat 4. It's a sobering afternoon. I feel sorry for the people that have come and watched us. Fortunately, it's not our thousands that we're getting at home at the moment. It's 50 to 100 that have come and supported us, and I thank them for that. And just rest assured, Tuesday you'll get a better performance, because I won't stand for anything else other than that.
I'm sure there are a few choice words at half time and obviously at full time as well. You say sobering afternoon, but what was the message to the players after that one?
Well, half time was obviously, I wanted to get in at 2-0 or 1-0 ideally off a bad half, and we kept shooting ourselves in the foot really. The first goals come from a long ball over the top, and he's brought it down the middle of the pitch and opened them up. Second one's come from our corner again. Bearing in mind we've addressed that after the last game at length before the game, so that's obviously not great. And then the third and fourth are both from our goal kicks. So, people wonder why we try and keep the ball and play shorts, because when we go long at the moment, the pitch is open, we don't win a second ball and they're in. So, message at our time was, try and not lose this 5, 6 and 7, 4, 5, 6 and 7. We nearly did that, but again we've conceded a soft goal. And I think, to be honest with you, 4-0 was the correct score. We've been well beaten. A lot of teams will come here and lose this year. They're a good side. They should be a good side. They should. When you sign Bobby Joe Taylor and Matt McKenzie, Matt was the best centre midfielder in the division, bar a couple last year. He's a top player. And Ogie scored, the lad that scored a lot of goals at step 3 last year. They're heavily resourced and well backed, and they're doing things properly. And they've, the left back who was at Watford, I think, literally like Roberto Carlos out there today. He ran us ragged. So we're well beaten. We'll take our medicine. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. We won't feel sorry for ourselves. Your season isn't defined by a defeat down at Farnham, like it won't be defined when we go to your other big teams, your Gloucesters, your Waltons. It will be defined by what we do against the teams in and around us for where we will finish. We're still very much a work in progress, and we need to be much better. I just said to the lads at the end, the moment you start thinking you're a good football team is when you've got problems, because your work rate comes off an inch in this level of football, and you get well beat. And our work rate wasn't where it needed to be today, and I'll make sure it's Tuesday.
Going on to Tuesday then, Rich, we obviously another long trip for the Peacocks, but what can we expect from that game?
Yeah, not as long as this one. We're obviously, we go against, I think they've won today. I was just told as I was walking out. So, they're bottom of the division at the moment, or were this afternoon. And if they win that, they close the gap to us to 3 points. And that shows you how tight this division is. So we go against a team that, let's be honest, better resource than us. Have got more experience in the camp than we have. 8 or 9 of those were involved in getting their team to the playoff semi and should have made the final if they were unlucky at Totton and should have got to the final. And they've underperformed this year, Dorchester. But make no bones, they've got a good side. So we need to go there and we need to fill this. I think reactions are, you see a lot by reactions, and if our lads put in the effort that they can, and they should, the quality is there for us to get a result from it. But if we turn up half half at it. I use choicer words than that in the dressing room. If we're half at it, then it'd be another tough evening for us. So yeah, long sort of 3 days. I'm glad we got a game. I'm glad this isn't the break now for, like it will be after Dorchester for a couple of weeks, because I want to go out and play another game now, to be honest with you, and right some wrongs. But yeah, not good enough, not acceptable. Congrats to Farnham. I thought they were excellent, but we've made them look a little bit better than we should have done.
Thanks for your honest thoughts, Luffers. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.